Hey everybody, Meinke here from MLive.com, joined by Nate Atkins. We are at the beautiful and scenic Indiana Convention Center, home of this year's NFL Combine. It's day 3. Today we talked to a lot of tight ends, receivers, and quarterbacks, and I think the story of the day, Nate, was really the activity of the Lions when it comes to the tight end market. Just Eric Ebron under contract right now. I've been told they're very interested in drafting a tight end. What do you make of maybe some of the things you heard from today from some of these pass catchers?
Yeah, you knew Bob Quinn, as much as he's scouted with the Patriots, was going to just do his due diligence on pass catchers, especially the way that they struggled late in the year for the Lions with drops and struggles in separation. But this has been really interesting to see how many tight ends that we've met with the Lions. Not that that always is a great indication of anything, but that so many have. They're checking out all their options, and we've heard so much about how loaded this tight end class is, so that if Bob Quinn does want to get that 2 tight end kind of combination he had in New England going in Detroit, this might be a good year to do it. It looks like they're checking it out.
Yeah, I wrote this week on MLive. You have to be wary of reading too much into player interviews. You can't throw a free coffee around here without hitting a player doing a team interview. I mean, everyone's talking to just about everybody. It's part of the process. They're just vetting guys, doing maybe some opposition research for guys who when they're drafted by other teams and so forth. Just because the player's being with a team doesn't mean the team is interested in that player. But I am struck by how closely they're looking at the tight end market, and again, like I said before, I hear from multiple places the Lions are doing a lot of work and are legitimately interested in drafting a tight end, perhaps early. They did talk to O.J. Howard, the Alabama tight end. He's the best of this group, I think. He can block, he can run, he can catch. He's a beast, and he was the best player I saw at the Senior Bowl. I don't think they draft him at 21. I think they have too many other needs. I just don't think they could sell it either. Not that that's a primary concern,
either.
And that's a possibility as well. He's rising up some boards. He's a really good player. But there are other. This is a deep tight end market. There are guys on days 2 and 3, and the Lions have talked to 6 or 7 guys just that we talked to, and obviously they've done more work than that. So I think they are. I think the interest is legitimate with the Lions as it concerns the tight ends in this draft class.
Yeah, and right now Eric Ebron's all they have, and he's got 1 year left until they pick up an option, and so they want to look at the future as far as developing a guy, but also just, the way the league's trending with 2 tight end sets, creating mismatches. We saw how much they got into that, just mismatches with Golden Tate and sometimes Eric Ebron, Theo Riddick. They'd like another movable piece like that they can add without really breaking the bank since they've spent so much at receiver.
The Lions did not run very many 2 tight end sets last year, but that was more of a personnel issue, I think. I think they wanted to add that dimension to the Jim Bob Cooter playbook. Just 26 passes last year out of a 2 tight end set from the Lions, but Stafford completed 22 of them. That's a completion percentage above 80%. I can't do the math offhand, but it's above 80%. His passer rating in those sets was almost 150. Ebron creates mismatches on his own, and then you add what Riddick can do out of the backfield, or Abdullah, and some of the yak guys they have at receiver. It just creates a lot of problems for a defense. And I do think you look at, New England did it first, but I think that the offense exists to accommodate 2 tight end sets if you have the personnel.
Yeah, and that's what Bob Cooter really learned a lot in Denver. That's what Adam Gase did a lot of. So it wouldn't be surprising if they at least look into it for what they can do in Detroit.
There's a lot of fans who would not like to see a tight end drafted particularly early after the Ebron and Pettigrew sagas, but be prepared for it. It could happen, if not early, then especially later in this draft. For Nate Atkins, I'm Meinke. We are MLive. Keep it right here.